Simmons produced.
We on the streaming site. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. What's good with it?
Bang, bang, bang,
It's
bang.
It's your boy Simmons.
It's your boy Dane.
And yeah, we in here. We in this thing once again. You know, we appreciate everybody that's returning, all the returning viewers, everybody that's supporting the movement.
Yes.
That's rocking with your boys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And make sure you share and make sure you like. We need all the support that we can get because we trying to make something happen, spread some good information amongst the people of the hip-hop community, no matter what your race is.
Yeah.
And we just trying to touch some people and inform people, and then
Yeah.
we throw a little bit of ignorance in there.
And also follow the Instagram page.
Follow the Instagram. DSTM is a podcast. DSTM podcast.
Yeah.
At DSTM podcast. I almost did. I'm the one that made it, and I can't even fucking remember.
This the media guy. You gotta know that.
Yeah. Oh, I almost didn't remember.
But how's your week going?
Oh, you know, it's cool. Messing around out here trying to be young. Tore my hamstring up over here racing. So recently I got into taking boxing training just to get in shape. Maybe I might grab some fights later on down the line. I don't know.
I'm gonna for sure be there. I'm gonna be with the camera.
Like, I don't know. It depends how I feel.
Right.
But it's just more to get into shape and to get back into athletic, like that athletic body. You know, just get cut and you feeling yourself.
Yeah.
And then just in case something pop off, you know, you got them hands on deck.
Yeah.
So the homie, he wanted to race. He was sure that he could smoke me or whatever. And he a little bigger than me or whatever. So I was like, he ain't gonna smoke me or whatever. This is where
that right there, you know is going wrong.
When
that little voice be like,
when the ego kick in, it should be a warning. Yo, don't do it. Just go left.
Yeah.
Be the bigger person.
Back out now.
Yeah, back out. So me, I was like, he ain't gonna smoke me. I'm looking at him, he bigger than me, whatever. I'm like, nah, I weigh less and whatever.
Underestimate the competition.
Yeah. So this is what happened. This is how you know it's gonna work. This is what happened.
What happened was.
So this is when you know you shouldn't race. If you're gonna race down somewhere that's like slanted down, like hill type of terrain,
you need even ground.
Don't do it. Just don't do it because you're asking for a catastrophe to happen. So that's basically what happened. It took off. I'm thinking like, all right, I was more so trying to be conscious of how I'm running and not make no wrong step going down that hill, whatever. He was low key getting me. I was like, all right, let me turn it up. So I started creeping up on him. And as soon as I was like just getting on him, bop, I just felt something. I'm like, oh, that never did that right there before.
It's the hammy.
They ain't never did that right there.
Yeah.
So I hopped off.
Yeah.
And, he won, technically, whatever, but it was because my hamstring was gone. Like my joint still messed up. This was like on Monday, Tuesday, whatever. So I'm still trying to like bounce back from that.
Right.
So I gotta take a break from training for a little bit.
Right.
But other than that, you know, everything's good, everything's lovely, blessed, and all that good stuff. What about you, man?
Oh man, I can't complain. Everything is good. Everything's normal. Got my books for school, so I've been reading. I've been reading. I've been trying to get the jump start on that, so I've been doing the reading and stuff. You know, so just preparing myself to get back into the groove of things. Yeah. But other than that, like I said, same old, nothing new. I was looking at this week. You know, social media is crazy. It's always 100 different things going on.
Yeah.
One of the things that stood out to me that I thought was interesting was the whole Kodak Black Young M.A.
No, I've been seeing pieces of
issue.
That.
You know what I mean?
That
you know what do you feel? I feel like how do you feel about it?
Look, trolling is at an all-time high. Let's keep it 1,000. Like, that's what gets the clicks. That's what get the attention. But it's like, at what expense are you doing this trolling at?
Yeah.
Like, you can't be really intruding on people's space like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, obviously, Young M.A. isn't into dudes like that. Like, so...
I looked at it, like, I was looking through the comments, right, on one of the pages that I follow. And I ran upon this girl's comment. And she was like, it's all fun and games and people are laughing about it and, there's like little memes or whatever. But she was like, at the end of the day, it's sexual harassment.
It can be considered as that.
You understand what I'm saying?
It can be
And she was like, then I'm looking at, not the Breakfast Club, but Ebro in the morning. And Rosenberg was like, how are you making these comments? And you got a case in April for sexual assault.
It's like, look, understand the terrain that you're treading on.
Yeah.
As far as this case, if anybody is out there like-minded like him, you're dancing on the Me Too movement type of terrain and the LGBT community terrain. Yeah. That's not waters you want to fuck with. Because they will get on your fucking ass. They will
find some stuff that you ain't ever even knew would be found.
You be like, yo, I didn't even know I said some shit like that. But you said it. Like they got the receipts.
Yeah, my issue with it is that when I saw it, he has a whole song that he just put out that basically is like a whole part of him talking about getting at her. He said, he said, as long as she has the female parts, he don't have no problem with Young M.A. Right? And I'm like, wow. So this is where it came from. He's basically trying to push this new song. So it's still troll culture. He's trying to push the troll culture to push the song that he has out, this, that, and the third.
Marketing.
But the issue that I had with it, where I felt some type of way, was once I seen Young M.A. respond. The awkwardness of her response.
She feeling very
I was like, wow, like to the point where she knew, like me personally, I feel she shouldn't even have responded to that type of ignorance. But she responded to it, but at the same time, she called him a weirdo, then she called herself a weirdo, kind of backpedaling, because she doesn't even want the back and forth from it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I think he just needs to leave her alone. They gave him, you played yourself. Well, congratulations, you played yourself on Ebro.
It's very weird the way it's playing out. It's like,
there's nothing feminine about Young. Like the Brat. Remember when the Brat was coming up? Yeah. The Brat still kind of was like, she was in between. You understand what I'm saying? You'll catch her in the dress. You'll catch her in something. You was like, oh, okay.
Young M.A., no. She all the way.
Young M.A. look just like me. I'm not saying nothing to you.
She all the way on that side. Yeah. So just leave it alone, because look, like I said, that's some waters you don't want to fuck with when it comes to the Me Too and the LGBT community, because they support their own. 100%. Everybody that's in that lane, you know what I mean? And if they get on your ass, your ass is grass.
And the truth of the matter is, Young M.A. don't bother nobody.
Yeah, like let her be great. She doing her shit. She doing her shit. She grinding. And she making a lane for her and her people. Oh yeah. So I don't understand Kodak Black. It's not really.
You know what, man? Dude, I don't think he's on drugs. I don't think it's drugs. I just honestly think he's just off chemically. He has a chemical imbalance. Possibly. You understand what I'm saying? Possibly. I just think that he's off. I like his music. I'm not going to discredit him. I like his music. You know what I mean? It's
not for me. That's what I'm going to say. I always want to see a young black man thrive. Yeah. So he out here grinding. He doing this thing. Yeah. I respect it, and I want the best for him.
I just want him to keep it music. I want him to be successful. I want him to overcome, the legal system, because he's always seeming to be in trouble, in and out of jail. I want him to just make good music, because his music is, for me, like I said, for my ear, it's cool. I like it. Some of the content that he talks about, some of it I'm like, all right, that's not believable, but I still think that he's cool. He got good beat selection and all that. Just keep it music. Stay in your lane. Let her stay in her lane. Yeah. This troll culture, I keep trying to tell you, I'm not a fan of the troll culture. Yeah. Because it oversteps boundaries. It makes life seem not realistic, especially like with the whole 6ix9ine culture, where he was doing this, that, and the third, and he was not about that life. Ended up becoming, the biggest snitch, that we know of thus far, story-wise.
Played out real crazy. You see, look, there's different layers and different lanes when it comes to trolling. You don't want to be caught, and just avoid that whole lane, period. Yeah. Because as you can see with 6ix9ine, he was trying to portray something that he really wasn't 100 about. You know what I mean? That's just not in his DNA. You don't have to be about that gang culture. It's just about just being a real one. Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't participate in something that you're not really familiar with, or if you ain't super down with. Yeah. And same thing with the Kodak Black situation, like the troller situation. Like, you can do things for likes, but it's like. But
the thing is, how far?
Yeah, because
it's damaging to those people.
This is what happened. Like, you're going to do something for likes, but now you got to do something even more bizarre and crazier than the first thing to keep it going. And it's like, how far are you going to go with
it? But that's like 6ix9ine going into Chicago and going into these hoods.
Yeah, and messing with Chief Keef. You understand what I'm saying? Not going to come for you.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
niggas is out here.
The truth of the matter is, if the RICO case had never came, right? He still had to survive and live in these streets. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So that means he had to always have to be looking over his shoulder. Yeah. Probably the thing that's the biggest blessing for 6ix9ine's life is that he's gonna snitch. So that means eventually he's gonna get out, right? People are gonna treat him like he has the plague. Yeah. But he's no longer going to have to
already doing that.
That's what I'm saying. But he no longer has to look over his shoulder. You understand what I'm saying? People going to be like, I don't want nothing to do with him. The people who got beef with him going to be like, if I do something to him, he probably going to tell. Yeah. So the truth of the matter is, now he's going to be in a better space where I hope that he can either, educate himself, do something to change his life. I don't know what it is. Look, it's bad for him though.
Look, take the money that you got, lay low. Yeah. Invest the money that you got in some real estate. Yeah. And stay the fuck out the way. Yes. That's all you need to do as far as 6ix9ine goes.
Take care of your kids. Take care of your child. I mean, you got 2 kids now. Take care of your child. You have money, whatever. Save up the money for their education or whatever. But don't be out here buying their way into college. Yeah. Like some of these people out here doing.
Look, okay, that's the transition into the next topic right there. So
the segue.
Yeah, the segue. I don't know if that was a smooth transition, but it's a transition. But so I guess you got some. Not only there's some celebrities along with about
50.
I got 40. Is it 50?
40? It's 50.
50 other. I guess they're finding people as they go. Yeah. But 50 other people, I guess, paying their kids.
Were indicted.
They were indicted for paying their kids' way to college, bribing their way to college. They weren't selected by their own merits as far as their good ability for their academic skills and intelligence. Yeah. It was just that their parents had some cash. So, like, look, they kind of slipping up. So I need you to make this look like something.
This is a simple case of privilege. I don't know if it's white privilege. I don't know if it's class privilege.
I think it's class
because I need to see all of the 50.
Yeah, that's the only thing I have a problem with.
If there's no black people, minority type, well, I'm not going to say minority because these are people who have, wealth. But I want to say black, brown, Middle Eastern, Asian, whatever. I need to see that. But if it's a list of only white people, then this is an issue of class. Because you're talking about one of the mothers is the lady who played on Full House and Fuller House, right?
Yeah, so we got, the names is...
What's the lady from Fuller House?
I honestly don't know which one is which, but Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin. I think Lori Loughlin.
Okay, it might be.
I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that.
Well, that's what it is. I believe the daughters were already making money of their own. Sephora, I believe that's like a makeup company or something like that.
One of them
had a sponsorship already. These children were already established. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it, the real crazy part about it, think about it. Some of these parents are paying $1.6 million to get their kids into schools. Mm-hmm. $1.6 million, you can give that to your kid to start up a business and do. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like to me, it's mind blowing to look at them and think like you spent all this money for your kids to go to a school just to have a level of prestige, even to the point where they were having them forge documents, Photoshop pictures for them to be on athletic scholarships.
Yeah. Scholarships they wasn't even a part of and never played a day in their life.
The UCLA soccer coach is in trouble, the men's coach, because he was taking bribes to put people on the roster, and then they were saying that they played soccer for these AAU teams and all that, and these AAU teams was like, we didn't even have an age group for her age when she was supposedly playing for us. It's ridiculous. And then come to find out the guy, Stringer or Singer.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look for right now, what the fuck his name is.
I'm looking at Ebro in the morning. Rosenberg says, and I quote, Stringer said they even used affirmative action to get these people.
Singer.
Yeah, William Singer said that they used affirmative action to get some of these students into the school, right? Mm-hmm. So what they said was these kids were half black, half Native American, or half Hispanic to get into the college. So that's basically
taking away from kids of color their opportunity of seizing some type of scholarship or whatnot to get into school.
And if you think about it, a lot of these schools already get in trouble for having a quota. Mm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So many black, so many Mexican, so many this get into the school, right? Mm-hmm. So then now you have white people who are not mixed, who do not come from any type of minority descent, forging papers to say that they are half this, half that, taking the spot of another kid who has worked their ass off to be able to earn that spot at a UCLA, at a USC, at a Yale, at a Harvard.
Yeah. And it's like, for some kids, this is their only opportunity to work their ass off and make sure they not only provide a better situation for themselves, but for their family. They want to help their mom and so many people that invested into them for this opportunity. Yeah. And just for those people just to come along and just throw some cash off and just take that opportunity away from some of these kids.
You want to know
the worst? It's bullshit.
You want to know the worst part about it? I believe it's Felicity Huffman. That's the person. One of the names that you said. I really, if it's not Felicity, y'all let us know.
No, that's her name. I don't know who's who though.
Okay, well I believe it's Felicity Huffman. One of her daughters didn't even is on record on camera saying that she didn't even want to go to school. You understand what I'm saying?
It's crazy out here, man. And this is the power of money. What it can do for you. It can buy a lot of opportunities. Like he said, we're not sure if it's a class situation or an ethnicity situation.
Yes.
Right now appears to be a class situation. Yes. I do want to see.
I want to see the whole list.
Yeah, I want to see the rest of that list. It's weird that they don't expose everybody else. It just maybe them other people just got a whole lot more money and they paid for their name.
I asked the question the other day. Why would they pick those two women to be the face of the case? Who are these other people? Because they said they were CEOs of businesses, this, that, and the third. Now, are these small businesses that are making decent money? You understand what I'm saying? Or are these high-profile people? And if they're high-profile people, why did you throw these women to the wolves?
Maybe that's when you say women. It makes me wonder. Like, is this? Are they trying? These other parents as guys or whatever?
Yeah.
And they try to throw women to and on top of it, I don't know if that Is that this one? That's women's appreciation month or
last month?
It was last month.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place, so forgive me. But the fact that if it is guys, that would be very interesting.
Yeah.
And the fact that they chose these two individuals is very interesting by itself.
Yes.
And they don't
because
want to expose the rest.
They have lost everything.
They cut off the show.
Dropped from shows, endorsements, everything. They've been dropped. The daughter
lost. They
left from USC because. But the crazy part about it is, why the mothers and not the daughters? Because the daughters were taking pictures because they were supposedly on the rowing team, right? Mm-hmm. They took pictures on rowers as if they were practicing when they know they're not even a part of the team. They're all a part of the problem.
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. So it's like, I understand, like, I guess as the daughters, the kids, whatever, like they're just going with the flow with what their parents telling them to do. And it's like, so honestly, like, in my opinion, it does kind of lay on a parent more so.
Yeah.
But the daughters are not just completely stupid, Eric.
No, but the thing is, I get it. So I'm thinking about it right now, right? So boom, the parents are the influence.
Yeah,
right. If the parents didn't say this is what we're doing, the children wouldn't have followed suit. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess the blame does fall onto the parents because they have the influence over the child.
Yeah, and then when it comes down to it, that these families are not from the hood, so they about to tell everything.
Oh.
They about to tell everything.
Oh, this is the biggest scandal in college history. It's going down. It's going down. That dude Stringer, Singer, whatever his name is, he's snitching on the people who paid him the money. Because he's like, I'm not taking no 100 years for this. So he's going to tell everything.
Like, oh, y'all tell it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, watch me tell. Oh, y'all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy out here how that... Yeah. All I know is that
privilege for sure.
That privilege, regardless if it's by color or if it's by money
or class.
By class. We gotta. Everything gotta be level field.
Yeah.
Gotta be a level playing field for everybody to have an opportunity to win out here.
Yeah.
Cash shouldn't be able to just buy somebody way out. But
it's sad.
We're in a capitalistic society.
Money rules.
So it's
money
like
rules.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
But
it makes you think about like how many people actually, got these educations and all of this stuff. Because I believe that they're going to go back to like 2007.
And they about to look.
They're going to check people's records to see how they got accepted into.
They pulling up some receipts. Like, they about to look at high school. Elementary. Middle school.
And you're gonna look at some of these kids, and some of them they said that there was a person that was an SAT teacher or a proctor or whatever that will watch them take the test, then take the test from them, correct it with the right answers, and then submit it.
I've seen that.
It was a whole organization.
It's crazy, man. So look, transitioning. Did you get a chance to see Abducted in Plain Sight?
Let me explain something to you. Part of me is upset that I even followed through with your suggestion of watching this documentary. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, I was hooked. Listen, it took me 2 days to watch the documentary, right? And the whole time I was upset because I was like, this Negro right here said, check this out. He didn't even warn me. He said, it's wild. It's going to make you look at white people different. And I said, can't nothing make me look at white people different. I know what it is, right?
Wait. To preface that, because I don't want to look wild out here, like look at white people different. Because that could be a clickbait right there.
Yeah.
When I say that, because I'm like, it's already a lot of crazy shit that's going on here.
Right.
As far as with white people shooting up shit and
all
types of shit. But it's like, let's keep it 100,000. As far as Abducted in Plain Sight go, you will never catch black people in some shit like that.
Let me explain.
You will just never.
Let me explain something to you. This was so bizarre that my jaw was on the floor the whole time. I don't want to give it up. How long has it been out?
I don't even know.
Because I don't want to give it up. It's just been a few people. I don't want to give it up because it's so. I don't want to kill the wow factor for you guys because
it's been out for a minute. I think. Let me look.
It's been out for a minute. So check this out. It's about a pedophile who infiltrated a family, right?
Oh, 2017. We talking about it.
Oh, we talking about it. Y'all had enough time to see it. It's 2019. If y'all haven't seen Abducted in Plain Sight, it's all type of spoilers. Flashing lights, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. This was about a pedophile who infiltrated a family, right?
Like the whole family.
And basically was knocking down the whole family. Yes, I said knocking down the whole family.
Husband,
mother,
wife, kid.
daughter. Yes, we said husband.
Husband. Look.
Bro.
Look, when he said,
God.
I need to be relieved, if you think that was just a hand job.
No. Let me roll it back for you, right?
What was their name?
I'm gonna set it up for you.
The fuck was their name? I know dude name was Broberg or some shit.
The names were weird.
Listen.
This man was a master manipulator, right? So he's trying to get to these people's daughter. So he has a affair with the mother, and he creates an affair with the father. When they talk about the father, this is what had my jaw on the floor. He said that the man told him that he hasn't had sex with his wife.
Because he had his own family.
He had his own family. Has not had sex with his wife, and he's no longer interested in her per se. And he tells the man that he was like, I gotta get
Robert Birchtold.
Robert Birchtold.
Hold on. Any motherfucker that's named Birchtold, anybody with a last name named Birchtold,
watch him.
That should be fucking that's not even a regular last name.
Watch him.
I don't give a fuck. That's not a regular. I ain't never heard that shit.
No.
And then the family that was the victim was Brobergs.
Yeah.
You stupid.
Yeah.
Anybody out there that's got the last name Broberg, you're stupid.
So let me go back to what happened. Because it's buck wild. And listen, from this point, y'all gonna go watch it and you're gonna be like, this can't be real. So he picks the man up. He says, come from me for a ride. My wife no longer is having sex with me. I'm no longer having sex with my wife. And I need some relief. And the man says, he looks over, he can see that the man is aroused. Right? And he says that against his better judgment, with your lying ass.
Whatever better judgment that is.
Whatever better judgment it is. He says, dude told him, oh, this is kid stuff. Help me get relief. I've been alive 31 years. Not one time have, as kid stuff, have, as a man that is straight, helped another man get relief.
It's just...
Lord have mercy.
Look.
Damn.
I think Birchtold beat. I'm pretty sure, and that's not to say anything against anybody that lives that lifestyle, as far as the gay lifestyle. But look, if that's what you
better own it. If that's what you own it.
Just own it. You know what I mean? Like Broberg was like he was curious. He was caught in a moment. He got finessed and. Whatever the case is.
He ain't get finessed. That man, this is what they used to call it back in the day. Down low.
Yeah.
That was a father who was on the down low that was either bisexual or homosexual, but couldn't come out, so he took a wife, created a family. No straight man is saying, against my better judgment, I just went over there and
it just don't go down that way.
Do y'all see that even demonstrated? I didn't even go near my boy. I said, you know what I'm saying? I went away from him because we don't even play with that. Ain't nobody gonna be able to use no footage of me doing nothing.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Like we're not knocking them. We're not saying that, if you're gay, be gay. Enjoy your life. We're not gonna knock you. None of that.
Well, it's like if a dude, look. Because I don't remember clearly if This was prior to him messing with his daughter.
Well, this is before the kidnapping.
It was before the kidnapping, but they was already suspecting him messing with their younger daughter. Like he had a weird fascination with their young daughter.
But listen, it gets deeper because right after the relief help, he comes to him and he says that his doctor told him to come to them and tell them that he was molested when he was a child at 4 by his aunt. Right? Mm-hmm. And to get help was to listen to these tapes that was repeating these things over and over again to give him help. But he had to sleep in the bed with the man's daughter.
Like, look, right then and there, that's not even grounds to fire on somebody. I mean, you just gotta shoot. You just gotta shoot the niggas. Like, yo, like, nigga, like, what? And they complied with it. That's the crazy part.
The Stockholm Syndrome, right? Mm-hmm. If you look at the documentary, we're jumping around because I want you guys to just go look at it. If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, you know what we're talking about. If you haven't seen it, it's called Abducted in Plain Sight. I believe that the mother, the father, and the daughter, who was 100% an innocent victim, has Stockholm Syndrome. The reason why I say that, the mother said, this is a man who was molesting your daughter for years. Mm-hmm. Took her from her home, hid her in plain sight, changed her last name, right? You weren't able to see her.
But she was trying to. He was trying to. It didn't work. The FBI found her. Mm-hmm. You're going to say that even though all of this happened, your interaction with him was the most exciting time of your life? Because after the abduction and everything, the mom sleeps with, she slept with him prior to that, and then sleeps with him again. Yo, when I saw that shit, I swear to God, I was looking like, yo, white people, y'all need to come get them. I think y'all gotta hold this L. I think white people are holding the draft. Y'all gotta hold the L. They like we trying to farm them off to somebody else. Yeah, white people. This family is unique, man. And I'm pretty sure white people, the other white people, at least the ones I know, is like, hell no, we not claiming them motherfuckers. Exactly. Get the fuck, hell no. We don't know. Birch told them, bro. Birch is not a part of this nation. Hell the fuck no. I think even Trump was like, hell no. And he be kissing on his daughter. You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, they wild. I'm tripping, but they wild. He's like, hell no. We not claiming this shit right here. No, man. That whole documentary, I mean, we could go on for hours about the documentary. If you haven't seen it, check it out because it's a jaw dropper. If you're a teacher, have love for children or something like that, it's not for you because the manipulation that happened to this child, the things that this man put the child through, it's very uncomfortable to sit through. It took, same way it took him 2 days, it took me 2 days. Yeah. Because I was like, yo. Needed a break. You just like, if you are a person of compassion, you have a heart and all of that stuff, and on top of that, I have a daughter and I have a son. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, this shit is real uncomfortable. And then I came back to it eventually. I was like, let me see what the fuck it's like. Let me see how this ends. And it almost seems fake as fuck. But the emotions that the parents it's real. They display, like you like, yo, this shit real. Just might be real. It's real. So I'm gonna just go off on a limb and say anybody that's named Bro Burks, you probably might be dumb. No, might want to go get a DNA test. And I'll put it to you like this. Birch told. Birch told. You can't go get a DNA. Birch told. Yeah. You might be twisted because of your bloodline. Yeah. No, but the truth of the matter is this. Check this out, man. If you have children, hold them close to your bosom. Yeah. Don't let any and everybody around them. No. Do not trust anybody, even if it's family. Sleepovers and everything. Be mindful of it. Be mindful of if it's a person and you got multiple children and they just care about one of your child. I want to take this one to Six Flags by themselves. I want to take this one to the park by themselves. I want to go over here with this one by themselves. Like, look, because they had another daughter. I don't know if they had one or two other daughters. He didn't give a fuck about them. They didn't get tampered with, I guess. But That shit is just like, yo, like he wants to just take that, like, yo.
It
like,
started in 1972, and it ended June 2005. Y'all do the math on how long this man was a part of these families' life, threatening them, burning down businesses, abducting this girl, kidnapping this girl more than once, twice. I feel bad for her because at the end of the documentary you saw, she said, I think about him every single day. That man has implanted himself, even though he killed himself. I told you it was a spoiler alert. He kills himself because he's not going to go back to jail and do his time. He has injected himself into this girl's mind. He is no longer here with us on earth.
Yeah.
But he is still very much so a part of this girl's mind, psyche of her day-to-day life.
That's crazy. It's hard to say from the outside looking in, but it's just like, how the fuck do you think of somebody like? But at the same time, like,
she said as a child she believed that she was in love.
Oh yeah, she had to finish the mission.
I
don't mean to laugh, but if you watch, you like
save the alien planet that she's from. We're not making this up.
It was the mission.
It was a mission to save an alien planet.
Look,
go watch the documentary. I want to leave some suspense. Y'all done heard what I just said, and now y'all like an alien planet.
Yeah.
Go watch it. This shit is twisted. It is twisted.
This shit wow. So,
man.
Oh no, there's so much that could be said about that.
Oh man, protect your children, man. Protect your babies, man.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
You know, because a child's mind is so impressionable, man. And to manipulate a child sexually, it does damage to them for the long term. You know, that lady probably will never be right in her life. I doubt she has a husband or children. I doubt it.
Yeah. I just don't see it because if she's still thinking of him, she's still
traumatized.
Yeah,
horribly.
So switching topics, I'm pretty sure a lot of you heard of, or you might not have heard of, the New Zealand massacre. At the mosque in New Zealand. 49 people dead. 39 were hospitalized. There were said to be 2 other individuals. It's still not clear about what their role was. There was a manifesto made by the main guy, I guess, the shooter, that said, the manifesto said this way.
I'll summarize it.
He said guns were used to start the Second Amendment to debate in the U.S. and called Donald Trump a symbol of nude white identity.
Yeah.
The suspect was 28-year-old Brenton Tarrant. The Prime Minister said that there will be a press to change the gun laws out there.
Yeah, and they just changed it. That was earlier this week. I think within the middle to the end of this week that they announced that they were getting rid of all assault rifles in New Zealand. Anything that was automatic that can, take out multiple people at one time. Not these, handguns where you have to pull the trigger, bow, 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 bow. But anything that you could just lay on the trigger, and take out multiple people at one time has been banned in New Zealand. This is tough for me, and the reason why I say it's tough for me because I on my social media I don't share a whole lot of my personal life. But my girlfriend is actually a Muslim, and on Sunday while we were driving, I was going to the bank, and we passed a mosque in the city that we live in, and there was a heavy police presence in front of the mosque, and there was an officer that every car that passed by, he was letting them know, I'm looking into the car. Yeah. I'm looking into each car that passed by.
That's crazy.
And I could see my girlfriend tear up because she gave me a story of one of the people who was shot. It was a boy who, when the man came into the mosque and he shot the boy in the leg. And the boy fell, and as he fell, he tried to crawl back to his prayer mat so that he could pray to God And as he was praying, the man shot and killed him. You understand what I'm saying? The type of fear that was on this person, not minding his business, not doing anything wrong to this individual who is a white supremacist, who had threw up the white supremacist sign when he was brought into the courtroom. So for me, it hits home, like I said, because my girl is a Muslim and these are human beings. I can care less what you feel about any type of religion, whether you're Christian, Mormon, Muslim, Catholic. These are human beings. Yeah. To slaughter lives just because of you feel that you have a superiority to these people and they don't belong to be here because you're making a point because Donald Trump has empowered the white supremacist mindset. It's mind-blowing, it is terrible, and it's horrific.
It's crazy. I just look at the situation like, as far as white people go that are a part of that mentality, because I know it's not all white people.
Not all white people.
I fuck with everybody of all races, and there's people that's just looking at folks from that shit like, what the fuck? Like,
they're embarrassed the same way we'll be embarrassed by, a black person doing some wild shit.
It's like, why do you feel that you just have this much power over people? Why do you feel like you're more important and these people or whoever doesn't matter as much? Yeah. Why do you feel that color mattered this much? Why do you feel that your religion is more better than the next religion? It's like, why? And it makes me look at you like, and you look at all these situations as far as terroristic attacks, and it's like, Muslims still to this day are stereotyped, even with the situation with the Just Hilarious, whatever. Even though she apologized for
I don't
her
believe
actions.
the apology because I saw the video.
I haven't seen it. Okay. I seen like I seen a lot of people talking about it.
I'll tag you in it.
From what I could tell, they felt that she was authentic, but I don't know. But it's like there's a whole lot of like since 2001, that was 2001 to 9/11. Muslims they had to live under this fucking black cloud. Yeah. Thinking that, and everybody looking at them.
It's hypocritical. And I can speak for this. We can speak for this as brothers who grew up in the Christian religion, right? Mm-hmm. If you look at the Christian religion, the biggest terrorist organization is the Ku Klux Klan, which is a Christian organization. Right? Understand what I'm saying? These people did heinous things. Hangings, rapings, murders, torturing, all these type of things underneath the Christian banner. And then you're going to say those were that group of people. This small group of people, the Klan, is making this religion look bad. Same thing with the Muslim culture. You have a group of radicals who have made the whole entire religion look bad. To the point where there are some Muslim men who no longer wear the beard because the beard is a symbol of terrorism and the people with the radical mindset. You understand what I'm saying? They have, and you got to understand the beard and the Muslim mindset means you're closer to the to what you call it, I believe, I don't know the terminology, but one of their prophets, the Prophet Muhammad, because he wore a beard, you wear a beard, you're closer to that. These people now have to sacrifice what they believe in, their identity, by shaving the beard so that when they're in public, they don't be seen as an Osama bin Laden or an ISIS member or somebody like that.
It's because somebody else is uncomfortable.
Yes.
And it's like you can come off as just being as innocent as possible, even just knowing as a black man, seeing other black folks out here
wearing a hoodie. I'll be at work sometimes with a hoodie on just because it's raining, but I feel like there's eyes on me.
And it's like, it shouldn't feel that way. Like, you're here just trying to do your job, or do whatever the fuck. And you're minding your own business, and people want to put eyeballs on you for whatever. It's like, we gotta stop doing that. Yeah. As far as my people that fuck with me, that's on as far as the Caucasian side, white folks, that fuck with us, and just people out there that's just down with the movement, whatever. Talk to your people out there, like really put it out there and let it be known, like the ignorance has to stop, because it's really going to become more clear when they hear from their own folks, because it's like they identify with you more than from a black man, Muslim, Hispanic, whatever.
I told my girl the other day, this whole Donald Trump thing where the racists have felt empowered and they've come out, whether Donald Trump only does the remainder of his 4 years or Donald Trump does 8 years. When that term is over, he can never run again.
Hell no.
You cannot hide if you were a supporter of his racism and his bigotry. You cannot hide. Things are going to change after this presidency because of the side that you took. We are not going to allow you to blend in just like the Nazis did during the Holocaust, where when it was over, they looked the same like everybody and they were able to blend in. We're not going to. Have you seen Inglourious Bastards?
No.
The movie Inglourious Bastards, Brad Pitt catches one of the Nazis and he is trying to turn him over. But before he turns him over, he takes a knife and he carves the swastika in his head so that there will be a scar forever on his forehead so people know who he is. We are not going to allow you guys to blend back into society. We know who you are. We know the people who were silent on matters. We know the people who didn't take sides on the matter. So let me explain something. You have time. If you're not with it, you need to let us know that you're not with it, because these things that have been going on in our country have been heinous. These killings, the Dylan Roof going in and shooting up the church and killing these people, the Charleston March where they hit people with their car and all of that. This stuff is not cool, and we're on you. We're not going to allow you to blend in like the rest of the Germans who came to America, became old men, and hid their heinous past. We're not going to do it.
You can try to blend in just because of color, but nah.
It's going to
come out. This is what it is. We spoke about this before. Take it how you want to take it.
Yeah.
I know it might come off just crazy, but whatever the fuck. America might be a disease.
Yeah.
It just might be a disease.
Yeah.
And not everybody is infected with it, but the ideology that's spreading apart as far as the white supremacy.
Yeah.
And the ignorance.
But globally,
like the ignorance,
we're seen as being a part of the problem, whether you're here and you don't agree.
Dude was saying like use guns for the Second Amendment. This is way New Zealand.
In New Zealand, saying that what's going on in America has empowered him to go and kill innocent people.
So it's like that tells you a lot. It's a lot of ignorance, not just white folks.
Yeah.
That comes from America. Just America, period. Like it breeds a whole lot of ignorance, and it's like it's up to people to wake up and want to learn and become better, become enlightened about situations that transpires outside of their culture and their race.
Enlighten yourself, because like I said, I've been reading my books for school, and for those that are new to the podcast or new to to the program, I'm in school for my master's degree in business. It's business administration with my concentration in human resources. So I'm reading a book about international English, how to communicate with second. They call them E2s, English as a second language, right? And they said that there is 1.5 billion people who speak a language other than English as their first language, right? There's 4 million people who speak English as their first language. So in essence, if you look at that number, English speaking is a minority, right? But they say that people that come from America that goes to these other countries that don't speak English as their first language are offended that people don't speak English when in these countries that they go to. So crazy. Much so that they'll pronunciate the word loudly and slowly because they believe that if they do that, these other people will understand it. You need to enlighten yourself to understand. Like R. Kelly says, use your mind to understand that you are not in a world of your own. There is a world around you, and if you educate yourself and you learn, you will see that there are other people who are being affected by different things that happen in this world. So if we have more empathy and have more understanding about what's going on in the world, we will understand that our actions here in America affect other people.
Yeah, and the key word, empathy.
Empathy.
What goes on in our everyday lives is very minute in the grand scheme of things.
Small.
Like, your life is pretty much kind of irrelevant in the grand scheme of things.
Yes.
But when you play on with the next person and y'all build up, and you become a louder voice as you speak together, and you reach out and touch each other, then it makes a difference. Stop living in ignorance, teach your neighbor, enlighten them, and move forward so that we all can have an understanding that race doesn't matter. We all bleed the same blood. We have the same two legs, the same two arms, two eyes. Like, it doesn't matter what race, culture, or religion you come from. Like, let's stop all the ignorance. Speak to your people regardless what race.
Hold your
accountability.
Your community accountable.
Accountability. Hold your people accountable. If you see bullshit, no
Call
matter,
it out.
Call it out. Let them know, because it has to come to a stop. Because it's not fair for people to be singled out. Black people known this type of shit for forever.
Ooh.
So as it rubs off on our Middle Eastern brothers, our Muslim brothers,
we feel for
and
y'all.
sisters.
Our prayers go out to y'all.
People in New Zealand, our prayers go out to y'all. Everyone that's affected. It has to stop, and it begins with you. It starts with you, and then it goes out to our world, because everything, it begins on the inside. You have to internalize it, and it goes to the mind. And from the mind, it expands, because you project your thoughts and your visions and your mindset into the world. And then from there, it rubs off on people in any type of form. So, enlighten yourself. Period. I think we got one more topic to touch on. I'm trying to hurry up because my sister, she's trying to hurry up and get out. She been on my head or whatever. That's why I've been on my phone, cause I have a nephew. She had a baby. My nephew Chance.
Congratulations.
This was last month. So she trying to get out and go to the movies and see us. I'm gonna see that soon too.
Oh, we for sure about to see that.
And we gonna have to talk about it.
We're gonna go back and talk
about
that.
We gonna have to talk about it. But so I'm trying to run through it. So there was a sit-in at an exclusive private school in the Bronx. Basically, long story short, there was this coalition of students named Students of Color Matter. They basically stumbled upon like some racist type of comments that was online or something, with a group of white kids saying, calling black people cracker niggers and just other racial things. So at this private school, they had a sit-in. They locked the middle. Okay, so yeah, technical difficulties. But, so the kids had a sit-in. They locked out the administration Monday. They ended their demonstration on Thursday. Just to make a point of the stereotyping, the racism, the ignorance, it would not be tolerated. And let me read some of these bulletin points, because it's a pretty interesting story. They basically had some demands that they wanted to be pointed out, because it was 5 students in total. They had a demonstration. One of the 5 students at the center of the controversy withdrew from school. The other 4 received 3 suspensions. They had a list of 20 demands, which included implementation of a black studies course. As part of the demands, protesters want the school to provide racial bias training for parents and racial profiling on school grounds, protect faculty who choose to speak out against injustice, and begin a new reporting system for all incidents of bias, bigotry, and racism. And to me, I found that pretty fascinating that these are like, I guess they were seniors that were making these demands, and they were so real intelligent behind how they presented it and how they went about it, and their demands wasn't some ignorant stuff like, oh, we want pepperoni and pineapple pizza. It wasn't no bullshit. Like it was, they wanted some real change. That transitions not only in school
even after they're gone.
Yeah, just in a world period. Yeah. And it's like for those young students to exercise their right to demonstrate. I know a whole lot of kids out here. That's not how they not do. Like a lot of kids out here, they try to shoot up shit. Yeah. And like they try to flex. There's a whole lot of kids out here that wouldn't take that approach. Right. Like it would be on some whole other shit, and it probably would have went longer than Monday to Thursday. Like, so it was like for the fact that they took that approach, I commend them. And I respect them for doing that, even though it might cost them some suspension time or whatnot.
It's good to stand for something.
Stand for something, or you'll fall for anything. Yes. I talked to my son about that. Like during the course of time of the shit with the NFL, he don't understand. Like he wants the new Madden and stuff. I'm like, you can't do that right now. Yeah. Like until things get leveled out when they understand what we're here for. Understand you got to support your people before a game. Yeah. So it's like that. These kids, I have to salute them. Like I have to take my hat off for them. You got anything to add to that?
No, man. You hit it on the head. I mean, I'm impressed that obviously there's adults behind the scenes that are helping these kids, but these kids to have the wherewithal to stand in front of these cameras, to stand in front of these people, to stand in front of these authority figures and make the stance that they make, makes you have hope in the generation coming up behind us. There's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of things that are, being said about the generation behind us with the troll culture, but at the same time, these kids are kids who will grow up because of this moment by itself, who will grow up to be senators, governors, and different type of leaders, community leaders within different type of minority sets. So I believe that is a great story. Too bad that we keep hearing about these these videos of blackface, swastikas, and white racist rants and all of that stuff, Muslim stereotypes and all that stuff. But at the same time, there are still children who are coming up behind us, because we doing this podcast is to bring light to certain things that are happening in the community, right?
The thing about this story, it's not really being talked about.
It's not, and these are the type of things that aren't going to be talked about, but because you guys are paying attention to us and you're listening to us, I guarantee you, one of these children will grow up to be somebody, and they'll give a recap of what happened when they were kids in the Bronx, and you'll remember that we talked about them, because some of these kids are going to be catapulted into a different type of lifestyle, a different type of thinking because of this moment that they went through. Everybody starts somewhere. Everything is a snowball effect, and I guarantee you that they will champion the minority, movement in years to come.
Facts. That's big facts. Yeah. So we gotta salute those kids out there in the Bronx.
Salute to you.
Any other setbacks that come back, keep your head up. Yeah. Keep on fighting that good fight, and don't be ignorant about it. You don't have to always be violent to make your voice be heard. Yes. So be smart, be strategic. As far as pressing forward, if the faculty doesn't
use your mind.
So, is there anything else we need to touch on?
Man, I feel like we did a lot this podcast, man. We touched on a lot of things.
Felt like it flowed real fast. Maybe because I'm in a rush. Because my sister, she on my head.
So it's 8:00.
She's trying to get out the house and live a little bit after young Chance came into the world. She been up in a room cuffed up with him, so I'm a reliever, being a good big uncle, older brother. So, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said in the beginning, like, subscribe, share, support us, put the word out there for us because we can't grow without y'all. Repost.
Put these videos out if you like it.
Yeah, we put it on IG, we put it on Facebook. My Twitter ain't popping like that. I might have to get mine going again because I don't really fuck with it, but I might have to go ahead and just get on there again. And yeah, man, like the support is necessary. Yeah. We appreciate everybody that's out there rocking with us so far. Yes. And we're just going to keep on going and keep on growing. Yeah. And we thank y'all. Yeah. So if we somehow forget to mention it during our comments and our posts about the podcast or whatever, it's not unseen. We see everybody that's supporting us, and we appreciate y'all. Yeah. So this is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
Bang 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 bang.
Know what it is, full clip. Salute.